Hi guys, how you doing? This is Q coming to you once again with another video from diygenesis. And today we're back inside of our magazine pro theme from StudioPress, and we're making our fitness website. So now you can see we got our basic layout pretty much all in place. But today's video is going to focus on doing some color customizations. We're going to change things up a bit. All right, so let's just start out with what we have here. We can see I want to go ahead and say, you know what, let's change the color of these overall bars. Now, one of the things you want to keep in mind when you first look at the demo theme and you see what it comes out of the box looking like, you can see right, this is a dark color. So when you start looking at your color palette, you say, you know what, I probably want to replace this with a dark color if I'm going to use this color palette, because it kind of helps you kind of know what's going to give you a good contrast ratio, so that when you look at the colors, the letters and everything there pop. And so they actually are visually appealing, but they're also easy to read. So let's go back to our color.adobe.com website. And you remember this is the color palette that we picked. Well, remember what I just said. We were talking about dark colors, right? Well, here's our darkest color that we have in our palette. So that's the color that we're actually going to use. So we can hit copy right here, and notice it says copy to clipboard. We're ready to go ahead and paste that color in. So what we're going to do is, when we go back to our site, we can right click on this. And if you don't remember this from a previous video, I'm going to show you a little bit of things that we learned from before. Is this AB post grid section title. See, it highlights right there to show you how to change the color of that bar, that bar going across there, that section title. And you can see the classing. This is a little CSS. Don't get afraid of that. And this is the HTML side. This is the CSS side, the style sheet side. And you can see the background color. Uncheck it. So we can test it out just a little bit and just go ahead and paste our new color in, and you can just immediately start to see that's pretty beautiful. That's nice. I like the way that works, and the color contrast is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and make that color change permanent. And remember from last video, we copy this and we can Command C, Control C on a Windows machine. I'm using Mac, and we go to our customize section here. We're going to back up one, and we're actually going to go to additional CSS, and we're going to paste that value in. Now, we don't need to make any additional changes to any of these other colors. We just want that background color for that header to be different. So we're done there. One thing remembering again, of course, is always remember to publish so that our changes are live. So now when we go back and look at our fitness site, and we can close this out, refresh it, and our first color change is complete. We're done. We're set and ready to go. Well, let's make some other color changes. So I want this right here, this sidebar color change to reflect something just a little bit different, to kind of give it a little color contrast and a little different from the main section of the site. In the sidebar, we want to do something a little different. So let's find out what color we need to change this to. And we'll jump right in here. And this is in the e-news, as we can see, the class widget, e-news widget. And we go over here and we say, okay, yep, that's what I need to do to change that. And we can change that color. So let's do that. So now we already know what we need to do. We're going to go back to our color palette. And the color that I'm looking at choosing here is just a little bit, I think just a little bit lighter than the main color, with a darker color. So I'm going to choose this color, and we're going to go with that one. And these are all things that we can play with, guys, and really figure out as we go along. And again, this inspector tool is phenomenal for seeing how it looks. See, beautiful contrast there. Wonderful. Beautiful contrast. So we're going to go with that. So we're going to do our same thing we did last time. We're going to do our copy, and we're going to go back over here and into this section. We're going to paste that in, and we're going to change that around. Boom. Okay, and we're publishing. We're done. Now, this is not what I would call good UI, user interface. This button is way too blended in, but we're going to change that because we really already had that in mind. So I'm going to close this out so we can refresh and we can see it. And we're going to change this button color right here so that this button is the right color that we want it to be. Now, the interesting thing about this button is we don't have to do any style sheet changes for this button change. We actually have a very easy and nice tool, but we're going to go into, and I'm thinking I want to make this button this color, this kind of brownish color. But we're going to go back into customize. We're going to step back and we're going to go into colors. Now, the interesting thing about this is this tells you the accent color, which is what we want. We're going to go in here and we're going to delete everything that's in there and we're going to paste in our new color. Now, look at that beautiful contrast. Awesome. That's what we want. And so when we mouse over that, we can see our hover. The hover state is beautiful. The way the button works is beautiful. And we also get that same thing on these other buttons as well as we scroll down the page. Now, the other thing that we want to do in this tutorial as we continue to go on is I want to make sure that this bar also reflects the color change, but it's a different style. As you can tell, when we look at it, here it is, sidebar widget title. We need to change that button or that toolbar or that widget title bar color as well. So we're going to go back to our customize section, back into additional CSS, and we're going to paste that in here. Now, I did that a little differently than I did it last time, but at this point in time, we kind of know where we're going, and we've already gotten the color we want. We want that dark blue color. I remember that from what we did before, and I can go ahead and paste that value in. We only want that change, which is the background color change. So we remove these colors and we hit publish, and voila. So now when we go back to our main site and we refresh, there we go. So now that is the beginning of our beautiful color changes that we have here, and we're just moving through our customizations. So guys, I hope you found this tutorial valuable and that the information was exactly what you needed. We're going to continue to do more to build out our fitness website and really customize this to make it our own. And so I hope you tune into our next video where I'm going to work on our logo and we're going to do some other customizations throughout to really make our site our own and stand out. So again, guys, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get updated on every video that we put out, because we're going to be bringing some great content. So again, guys, until next time, this is Q coming to you from DIY Genesis.